So we will continue to talk about pandas. We discussed towards the end yesterday, right? What pandas is, and what's the significance of that. You'll be able to create a table from it. Okay. So now we are going to read um, uh, um, online data set. So you have a data set which is in CSV format, and we'll see how we can read the CSV using pandas. So obviously the first line that we do is import pandas as PD. Okay, once you have done, the next step is to read the CSV file, right? So how do you read CSV file? We say PD dot read CSV. Okay, so PD dot read CSV will help us to read the content of a data frame. Okay, so you say PD dot read CSV, and then okay, in bracket, okay, you can give the location. Okay, you can give the location of the content. Okay, so okay, so if it is in local drive, you can give the local path. So we yesterday we spoke about absolute path and the local path, right? So you can give the absolute path like C with a drive. Okay, absolute path will have drive also. So you can say, D drive colon slash etc etc. Otherwise, you will okay give the relative path. Relative path is from where you are. We are in PR1. So from PR1, which folder, which file, right? Or you can even give online location. So I have few data set which I have put it on GitHub. I'm going to read from the GitHub itself. So no matter where the location is, okay, you can read CSV files, okay, using read CSV, okay, irrespective of the position, okay, of the location of the file, okay. So now your file could be located in, let's say, okay, so I'm going to share this 1 second. It is in my GitHub, okay, so I'm going to give you the path. You should be able to see my screen now, right? Okay, so I think I have it in data set. Data set, I want to use this, where is users? Yeah. User usage and user device. Okay. So if you want to see what user usage and your device is, you can click on it. Okay. So user usage has data set like outgoing minutes per month, outgoing SMS per month, monthly MB, and use ID. Okay. So this is the user ID. This is like your primary key. Okay. Use ID, and then it tells you how much data you consumed in a month. Okay. How many SMS charges, how much even you paid towards SMS, and how much you paid towards, okay, calling, SMS, and internet, right? These are the three different pattern for each use ID. Then what is use ID? You come here. Here you have use ID. Okay, so use ID is linking these two tables, correct? Using, so again, if you take at the library example, right? In the library example, we discussed about transactions, and we have said that transaction will have member ID and the book ID. So using transaction, we'll be able to link member table and the books table. So here using use ID, we'll be able to link these two tables. Okay, you can link these two tables. So here you have user ID, platform, okay, device, and use type ID. So now let's say I want to know, okay, how much how much data user ID has consumed. Again, you can use SQL. So SQL will be like you have to join the table on the use ID, right? Where table1 dot use ID is equal to table2 dot use ID, correct? So table1 dot use ID is equal to table2 dot use ID. That's what you do, right? Okay. So you end up joining these two tables, correct? Okay. So now we will see how to join these two tables using our pandas. Okay. So let's go back to PyCharm. I need to read those two files first, right? So how to read those files? Okay. You need to go and click on the raw version of it. Okay. Raw version will remove all this extra thing. Okay. You'll only have data set, which looks like real data. Okay. Here also I'm going to click on raw data. If it takes sometimes the site may not be up to date and because I've not kept the data on my local machine. I always depend upon the online data. In the past couple of times, you know, the raw thing was down. Let's see if this works. No, looks like there's a problem. Um, looks like there's a problem. Okay, let me try to read through Pi. Okay, let's see if we're getting it. So this is our user usage, right? So I'm going to say, okay, user, or I'll say usage df. Okay, so this will have usage data, okay, equal to, and I give this path. Now when you run p2, okay, it'll give error if that site is down. Print usage df. Okay, it looks like some left site is down. Yeah. We can download it, okay? You can download the data. So to download it, yeah, it says it's not able to connect. Okay. So you can download it. So go back. Okay. And here there's the option draw here, edit. Right. So I think need to go here. Okay. User usage. No. Okay. There's an option to download. Okay. Let me see where it is. Okay. There is somewhere download option. You should be able to download control F down. Somewhere hidden. Okay. Go to file. Okay. And if I say user usage, user usage. Okay. Click here. I don't know, been a long time that I have. Let me try to. Wait. Okay. Now download zip I do, it'll download all. I don't want to download all. Okay, what happens? No, 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 no. Okay. Okay. Let's see which all thing you downloaded. 1 second. Okay, so we have all good. So we wanted users. So okay, so I'm going to uh, get this path here and go to my PyCharm and I'll give my local thing, right? So one option is either you give forward slash or you give double backward slash. Okay, so let me give forward slash since you have it here. Okay, you download all the data set. You can download all the data set and you can practice them. We'll use them, okay, in future classes. Okay, so now see it has read all this information. So here you have, okay, here you have all this information, isn't it? Okay, so outgoing minutes, SMS, monthly usage, and use ID. Now we need to read the other one. Okay, and we will join these two. Okay, our aim is to join these two tables. So I'm going to say that's called device DF. Okay, that has device information. You know which device you are using. So we'll go back and it's called user device. Yes, user device. Okay, so I'm going to copy this and paste it here. Okay, so you have um, device DF. Okay, fine. So anyway, this will give us information. Now I need to merge them together, right? So how do you merge them together? Okay, so we use something called as merge. Merge is when you have two different tables and you want to merge them together to form one single table. Okay, so you do merge. But when you do merge, there has to be one single column common. If we do not have common column, then what happens? What if when we do not say table 1 dot column 1 is equal to table 2 dot column 1? Remember what happened when we did that in the SQL? Every row connected to every other row of the other table. So if you have five rows in one table and 100 rows in another table, you'll get 500 combinations, 5 into n, sorry, m into n, 5 into 10, 100 combinations. So if you do not have a single column, it will not know how to merge, on which column to merge. So it will merge everything with everything. Okay, so you have about 240 rows here. Did I not run the other one? You have 240 rows here and 272 rows here. So when you merge them together, you will end up getting 240 into 272 rows, that many rows. But thankfully, we have a common column, so we know how to merge. So to merge these two data set, we use pandas.merge. So I'm going to say output or result df equal to pd dot merge. Okay, and you can have our first data frame, which is usage df comma device df, usage df comma device df. Okay, and then you say on what column you want to merge. Okay, so I said this is important. On is important. So when I say on, you have to say the column which is common, right? So which column is common? Use ID, isn't it? This is common here and common here, right? So you say use ID. So how many columns, how many rows do you think you will get when I see the result output? So first one has 240 rows, second one has 272 rows. How many rows will the other one give? And how many columns do you think other one will give? Guess, guess.
8.
Okay, that's the number of columns.
Yes.
Okay, how many rows?
Uh, more than 500.
You have number in front of you. Tell me, no, more than 100. You can also say, right? Why 500 only? It cannot be more than 272. How can you get more than 272? Tell me. You're merging two tables together, right? When you merge them, if you have ABC column in first table and you have XYZ in second table, you are merging them together to get ABC XYZ, which you are saying, okay, we'll see, but yeah, okay. But when you are merging these two tables, how can you generate 500 rows? So this table has 272 rows, and this table has 240 rows. And I'm going to merge them together. So I'm taking this table here and I'm merging this table here. So how can you get 500 rows, you tell me?
Mm. Yeah, only 272.
You get only 272. Okay, let's see. So I'm going to print result df. So you got only 159. Okay, okay. And number of columns is 9. See, number of columns is 9 because you have 4 and 6. If you add them, how much you get? You get 10. But use ID is only 1. So use ID is printed only once. It's same. So printed once. So you get, okay, 10 minus 1, 4 plus 6, 10 minus 1, 9 columns you get.
9.
Okay. But columns, you see, it is even less than the smallest one. Okay, smallest was what? 240. It is less than, okay, even 240. So what is doing is here is we call it as inner merge. Okay, inner. So we have different types of merge. Okay, first one is inner merge. Inner merge, okay, means, so let's say you have here ID, use ID, okay, and you have A, B, and C. Here also we have use ID, right? And we have X, Y, and Z, right? So let me put it in different color. Okay. Now use ID, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And in here use ID, you have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. So when you are doing inner merge, when you are doing, let me put it here also on the header. When you're doing inner merge, it will look at the common values. So of course, first you will put this together here, right? And then you will put XYZ here. So that's why you are getting only one, or you're getting one less than the total columns. Now use ID, you see 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So only 6 is common up to 10, right? So you take 6, 7 and you put it here. Okay. So you have all the values here. So the inner merge, you see, okay, will be smallest. Okay, it is smaller than the smallest. Okay, you see that, right? It is smaller than the smallest because it is only looking at the common. Because see, if I take 1 here, 1 will have value for ABC, but 1 will not have value for XYZ because this 1 is not in the other table. So when you merge, you are doing default what we call as inner merge. Inner merge is always done using common elements, the intersection part. Okay, it will only show you the intersection part. Then you have something called as full outer join. Okay, you'll have full outer join. Full outer join. Okay, we'll put it here only. So it does everything. So okay, so you have ABC here. So it will put ABC. Then you have 11, 12, 13, right? So it will have 11, 12, 13. Okay. 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. So it is going to merge them all together, right? So in this case, it will be more than the highest one. But, okay, you're removing the common one, right? So you will end up getting 14, not 10, not how many you have? Here you have 9 and here you have 10. You will not get 10 plus 9, 19. Okay, so you'll get 10 plus 9 minus the common one, intersection one. That is the maximum you will get. Okay, so maximum number of rows will be sum of these two, 500 minus the common, which is for 140 something, right? So you'll end up getting maybe 300 something. Okay, so in this case, you will have 14 rows. Now what happens for 1 to 5? You have values for ABC, but you don't have values for this one, right? So this becomes your, okay, so this becomes none, blank. Okay, so this will become blank. Okay, now for this yellow part, this table, you have only up to 10. So this will become blank for yellow part. Okay, none. Okay, so what is common? Okay, will be there. So this is common. So this will be there for both the table. But for 1 to 5, you only have for table A, yellow table, and you don't have for the gray table. But 6 to 14, you have for gray table, but you don't have for, not 6 to 14, I mean, for 11 to 14, you don't have for yellow table. Okay, so you will end up getting all. This is your full outer join. Then you have something called as left join. Okay, we call left join, or you have left join or right join. Okay, so for left and right, it is important to see which table is on the left. When you join right, again, if you go back to code here, okay, I have said merge on use df and devise df. Which is our left table? Which is our table on the left?
Usage DF.
Usage df, yes. So you forgot what is the left hand, which is right hand. So usage df is like yellow table, which is on the left, and device df becomes gray table. If I switch, if I put device first and usage later, then device will become your yellow table, left table, and usage will become right table, gray table. Okay. So going back to our example here, if I say left join, okay, for left join, your left table is at the center. Okay. So your center is left table. Okay. So this is left join. So left table becomes important. So you have everything for left table. Okay. And then what you have common here? Okay. So you will have now for 6 to 14, this has right value. So you'll have value for 6. But for 1 to 5, here this will have none. So left join means you're saying left table is main table. I want to keep everything from main table. I want to keep everything from main table. So you will use main table here, and everything, on the gray side, whatever is not there will be none. Okay. Right outer will put this right table in focus. So you'll have from 6 to 11. Okay. So you get use ID from 6 to 11. Okay. So this will have value, and our yellow. Okay. So let me take yellow and we'll put yellow here, right? Okay. So values from 6 to 14. So 6 to 14 XYZ will have, but our this table has from 1 to 5 we don't have, right? So 1 to 5 we have, but we have only for 10. So for 10, you'll have the values for here, ABC. For ABC, you have value from 6 to 10 because it's there. From 11, it does not have, A table does not have, right? So A will have none from here. Did you get it? This is called right table. Right table means your right table is main. Okay. So if right table has 140 or 270, it will have 270 rows. So this will be same as when I perform right table, the table which we give on the right side, they will have all the rows. And the other table will have to adjust. If you say left table, then left table will have all the rows and the right table have to adjust. Okay. So this is your inner join, outer join, left join, right join. When you do not mention anything, it is your inner merge, inner join, merge or join. Merge we say in Python language, join we say in the database language, right? But we have same concept there also. So join is from database, right? And merge is from Python, pandas basically. So you can say inner merger, inner join, outer merger, outer join. Okay. So going back to our example here, okay, I have not indicated whether it is a left join or right join or outer join or inner join. So by default, it performed inner join. Inner join will always have the common element between two tables. So it will be smaller than the smaller table. But if I do how, okay, add one more factor, how. Okay, how, and here we give how you want to join, right? So whether you want to do outer, left, right, or inner is described in how. So I say left here, let's say, for example. So if I say left, then what happens? Okay, user usage in the usage, right? Usage dv is in the left side. So what is the usage output? Usage is the first one, right? Okay, 239 rows. So this will give you 239 rows. Okay, so it is 240 including 0, right? So it'll give you 240 rows if you do left. If I do outer, not outer, let's say if I do right, then sorry,
272.
272. 0 is also there, right? So you get 272. Yes. Okay. So, so this is how you will merge the different data and you'll use it. Okay. So next we have to do one data set. Okay. And we will have to clean and perform various plots. Okay. So there's a data by a hotel data. Okay. And let me, what I'll do is, move this away for now. Okay. So I'm taking about, example data cleaning. So now we'll take a couple of examples and we will execute, okay? Whatever we have learned. Okay, what is data cleaning? This is the first step that we perform when we get the data, right? Okay, when we get data from multiple sources, we'll do later. After this, we'll also have to do data warehousing. There we'll see that how to combine from multiple sources and get the data. So assuming that we got the data from where data warehousing, you got all the data, okay, combined form. Okay. Now how do you make it useful? So you have to perform data cleaning. Okay. What is data cleaning? Data cleaning is making data ready for usage. Okay. So you have to see, is there missing data? If data is missing, you can't perform, right? Is data correct? Okay. You talk about numeric field and it has some text in it. Obviously data is will not work, right? You can't use text data in number and your model will fail. So these are the mistakes that can occur, that can creep into error that can creep into the data set is called your data cleaning part. Okay. Is data correct? Then correct can be, I mean, one type, right? It could be based on type, whether it's string versus integer. It could also be the range of values, right? Right. So we discuss outliers, right? So see, outliers means value is correct, but just that it's outlier in the sense, if in a class everybody gets um, 40, 50 marks, okay, so exam was very tough. So everybody got around 45, 50 marks. One student got 95% marks. So that one student is an outlier, right? He's extremely brilliant, probably. Okay, outlier. Okay, so outlier doesn't mean the data is wrong. It just means data is different than the rest of the data set. Okay, but if the student had got 200 out of 100, that means definitely the data is wrong. Okay, so incorrect data, okay, is not same as outliers. Outliers can be still be correct. Okay, okay, but outliers, I mean, incorrect data means data is wrong. You cannot have average more than 100, right? If you cannot have average more than 100, so if if the data shows 150 to 100, it is as if the data is wrong. So you need to handle it in a specific way. Okay, so we will see, okay, how to handle data in or different, how to perform data cleaning in different ways. But before we perform data cleaning, we need to know if data is valid or not, right? We need to know if data has um, um, valid, okay, and what are the mistakes in the data, right? I mean, see, without knowing the errors in the data, you can't solve it, you can't fix it, right? So we have to first see if data is correct or not. Now these are the steps which I'm going to do today and tomorrow. These are the steps that you follow for analyzing any kind of data analysis. We call it as, what we're going to do now is called as EDA, exploratory data analysis. It is called as EDA, exploratory data analysis, right? Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to use here data called as um, holiday something. Okay, let me copy the path first. Okay, so I'm going to use this one. Okay, this instead of this one, let me go to downloads and hotel H hotel booking. Okay, hotel booking.csv. Okay, yeah, Panda is not shown because we have to import pandas. Okay, so let's run it and you will see that pandas as PD. Okay, so you see these are the columns. Okay, ID, hotel. Okay, let's go to the GitHub and see the data. Okay, so it's quite big. Okay, 16 MB. Okay, so you know it's very difficult to see. This one you can the option here download. You can download it directly. I don't know. It was not appearing on some of those things. So okay, so it is looking difficult to download. Let's see it here itself. Okay, we'll open it here in Excel. Okay, so it has okay how many columns? Up to AG. So AG is like almost 30, 30, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Okay, 33 columns. And you have, okay, ignore it. We have how many rows we have? Yeah, tell me how many rows, how many
One
columns? One?
1,19,391.
Yes, right. 1,19,000, right? Or 119K. So come back. Yeah, okay, let's look at the columns also. No? We'll see what all data it has. So it has ID. Of course, each transaction has ID. This is the hotel name. Okay, so resort hotel. Okay, so this all data is from resort hotel. So all this data is from resort hotel. Okay, so you have hotel. Is cancelled. Was this transaction cancelled? Obviously, right? Sometimes you book and then you cancel also. So yes. So like for example, ID 9, 10, 11, they are cancelled. Lead time. How many days before you got that booking? So you know this got 340 days, almost a year or 2 year before. Sometimes they run some promotion where you get really cheap rooms, but then you know you have long time, or you know you can claim for 2 years or things like that, like you know memberships and things like that, right? So maybe this person has booked it 2 years back. Now this data can be wrong also. Let's say as per your system, you do not allow person to book for more than 365 days for more than 1 year, and then you see 700, that means the data could be wrong here, isn't it? If your system does not allow 365, then how did we get one with 700, right? But I'm saying that this, we cannot prove this is wrong, right? It could be, you know, if your system allows, then it could be correct also, right? So this is the arrival year, arrival date year, arrival of the customer to your hotel. Okay, 15 July month, date. So here it is. No, it is week number, not day. Okay, week number means the week of the year, 27th week. Okay, so 27th week means on average you have 4 weeks in a year, right? So it is July, right? 27th will be in July month, correct? Okay, arrival date of the month. Okay, so 1st July. So arrival is 1st July 2015. That's the date. 1st July. Stays in weekend nights. So how? So in hotels generally, okay, when you go, right, they check number of customers on weekends versus weekday. Okay, so they want to see the, you will see the occupancy. They'll mention on weekend versus weekday. They always treat their data for weekday versus weekend. Okay, so if you stay, let's say one Friday, one Saturday, They'll say one night on weekday, one night on weekend. They don't say 2 nights. Okay, that's their business. They want to track at weekend and weekday level. Okay, so stay in weekends 0 nights. That customer did not stay even one night. Okay, then this is we stays in weeknights. Okay, weeknights is also 0. Then you have adults, 2 adults, children 0, baby 0. Then you have meals you have BB, country from which country they came. Okay, market segment, did they come directly or through corporate or online websites, right? So direct means they book the site, no, the stay directly from the website. Okay, then distribution channel is repeat guest, etc. Right? These are all different columns. Okay, now we'll see what kind of analysis we can perform on them. Okay, so we know how to read it. Now what we'll do is we will plot a graph. Okay, see, always graph is best to see some result. If you want to see some result, always graph is best. Okay, so we'll learn how to plot graph. So graph is plotted using a library called as matplotlib. So we have a library called as matplotlib. Matplotlib is the basic library that you need to visualize your graph or plot any graph, any graph or plot. Okay, so okay, and then there are advanced libraries also like Seaborn and others, but matplotlib is the basic. On top of that only all those libraries are built. So even if you are using advanced libraries, you have to use matplotlib because all the libraries are built on top of matplotlib. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to import matplotlib. Okay, we'll do one plot and we'll end. Okay, so maybe 5 more minutes and we should be done. Okay, so yeah, okay, I'm going to call it as hotel DF. Okay, data frame DF. Now to plot, I need to import matplotlib. So I'm going to say import, okay, matplotlib, and this has pyplot using which we are going to plot. So matplotlib.pyplot as plt. Okay, we are also going to use the advanced library called C1. So I'm going to say import C1. So matplotlib will be default installed, but C1 you may not have. You'll have to install C1 using pip install. We have discussed before, right? Go to your Python home, okay, and there you say pip install and library name. Okay, it will install C1. So I'm going to say import C1 as SNS. If you don't get it, you ask me tomorrow, right? Okay. Um, okay. So we'll use ggplot. Now ggplot, there are multiple concept of plotting graph. Now we are plotting graph, right? So it needs to have XY axis and things like that. So ggplot is again a newer or better technology on which we can plot a graph. Okay, so to use any graph, okay, you can plot it without ggplot. That graph may look like a straight line. Okay, it may not look like a it doesn't look appealing to our eyes. So we will use ggplot. Okay, so I'm going to say plt dot plt dot not use style. Yeah, plt dot style dot use. So I'm saying use ggplot style to plot the graph. Does it say ggplot is and style which will make graph look better? Okay, so it's not compulsory, but if you make it, it will look good. Now I want to plot, let's say we have 30 something, right? 32, 33, right? I want to plot only 30 because more than 30 it'll go beyond your screen. So I'll plot only first 30 columns. So how do you rate 30 columns? So you have columns equal to your hotel df dot columns. So if you want to read the columns from data frame, this is how you do. Data frame dot columns. Data frame dot columns. Okay, and in this you define. So you tell me, if I give this, which all columns will be selected? Column number, which all column I'm selecting?
Code number 1 to 30.
0 to
One
29.
0 to 29.
So
Yeah,
I'm
0 to
just selecting column number 0 to 29, right? Python counting starts from 0, and when we don't mention anything, it is 0, and right side it is always 1 before counting starts from 0. So don't forget. So you are selecting column 0 to 29, that means 30 columns only. Okay. And what I want to do is I want to create a heat map. Okay. I want to create a heat map. Okay. And where data is there, I want to make it dark, maybe like, dark blue or black, whatever. And where data is not there, I want to make it light, maybe white or yellow or something like that. Okay. So we will use two colors. Okay. So we'll say um, colors equal to, okay, and I'm going to pass them as, we have to pass them as list, two colors. Okay. Now, how to get two colors? Color value have to pass here. Okay. You have to pass hexadecimal of colors. Okay. So, okay, you may not remember, right? So you can go to Google, and in Google you can say hexadecimal color codes. Okay. So, okay, you can get hexadecimal color code from here, color hex. Now, which color you want? We'll take one dark color. So let's say we take this one as dark color, 058. Okay. You'll always have hash. Hash indicates it's a hexadecimal value. So you'll always include hash also. So I'm going to go and put it here. So this is going to be my dark side. Then come back here, and which light color you want, right? Let's say we take this one. So I'm going to copy this hexa code from here and then put it here. So hexa code is copied. Okay. I want to now I have to create this plot. Okay. So to create this plot, I'm going to use SNS. Okay. SNS, that's Seaborn plot. So SNS dot heat map. Okay. So I'm going to say heat map. Now heat map. Okay. So it will obviously produce heat map, but we have to give values here, right? So what values you have to give? First, you have to give the columns. So what are columns? Columns you have is data frame, which is hotel DF, right? And I'm saying in hotel DF, take the columns that these columns only. So you're giving the list of columns here. And if it is null, okay? So is null is what we want to visualize here. Okay, and then you give C map. C map is color map. So color map, okay, is given as SNS dot color palette, and then you pass the color here. So I'm going to pass the colors here. And you want to see the plot, you just say plt dot show. Okay, so yes, you don't have to remember all these things. Okay, I don't expect you to remember the code, but you need to know what you are doing. Okay, so that when you're actually working, you can look at the code and you can create. Okay, more you practice, more confident you will get, and you will understand this. So I have created a style ggplot. Then I've taken a subset of uh, the 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 columns. I've created two color code. I'm saying hotel df selected columns is null. That's the data. Okay, and then color which I'm giving is color 1 and color 2. Okay, and then plt show will display the graph on the screen. If you don't give it, you won't get it on the screen. So now when we run it, okay, data is red, still running, right? That's why it has not yet stopped. And we have 1,20,000 data, right? So it is a big data, it is going to take some time to plot. Okay, your heat map is coming. You see that? This is the color we gave, right? Now you see, the red indicates is null. Question was is null, right? Is it null? Answer is 0. So that means, okay, here these are the values which are there, okay, where is null is 0. And this is light color is where the is null is true. Okay, so is null is true. That means, okay, this column, see, it has not given names of all the columns, right? Because 30 is too big, so it does not find space. So it has given maybe alternate column color code. So you see that this column is almost empty. Okay, there's hardly any value in the columns, right? So if this row, okay, sorry, this column, if this column has um, so many empty values, it doesn't make sense for us to use it. Okay, rather we drop it. So that's what we are going to do. We'll drop this column, and now we have these empty values here. So how do we handle? So we will see tomorrow when we meet how to handle the missing values, and we will handle missing values in this example. But what we have seen, how to plot a heat map using heat map of SNS, that is your Seaborn, heat map of Seaborn library, and understand how to draw a heat map. Yes, did you understand? It's all good so far? So tomorrow we'll see how to identify and handle missing values from each of this data. Okay, shall we end it here for today?
Yes, thanks.
Sure. So yeah, we'll continue with the same example tomorrow. Yeah. Bye for today.